So listen up, Mr. and Mrs. Oh, I'm so educated. I know more than you uneducated. Far too long have you walked around using your education as a weapon against people who are uneducated on certain issues. It's people with all of the education in the world, but you know what they lack? They lack something they really need, which is called common fucking sense. That's right, I said it. If you don't have common sense, then that education you have is not worth a hill of beans. Just because you're more educated than others doesn't mean you know everything and you never stop learning. So, miss me with this, oh, I know everything, I'm better than you bullshit. You can be educated and still dumb. If you don't know what that means, let me spell that out for you. You can be educated in certain things and other things you can still not know. There are biologists who are only smart in biology. When it comes to other stuff, they don't know because they didn't go to college and get any education on it. And that's another thing y'all kill me with. You don't have to go to college to gain education. You can educate yourself and read books without going to college and getting in debt with student loans. Because that's all college is nowadays. You go to college to learn something that you could have learned, you could have learned on the outside of college, but you needed that piece of paper to show you have credentials, but it still don't change the fact that you be up under a lot of student loans. You end up owing a lot of student loans, and you owe these student loans for the rest of your life. And I know this because I went to college online. It was new to me, and I didn't know what I know now. But I went to college online, and at that time I was new to computers. I was new to going to college online and stuff. Yeah, I passed, but the point is, the what I went to school, what I went to college for, there, it's something about you have to have law enforcement skills in order to, get that type of job. But they didn't tell me that before I began college. They made it seem like I was gonna get out and I was gonna have a higher chance of getting the job, but they lied. I'm not any closer to getting a job in that field than I was before I went to college. So it's just a big debt that I'm in. I got that piece of paper for nothing. And that's what y'all need to realize, because a lot of you who have went to college, you don't even have a job in the field that you went to college for, because there is no openings. There are no openings for these type of jobs. So at the end of the day, that piece of paper don't mean shit, because you even though you might have education in that, you still can't get a job in it. You get what I'm saying? It's people walking around here right now with degrees that they can't use or not able to use, and plus they under a lot of student loan debt, and they have a job in something that has nothing to do with their degrees. I know a highly educated individual right now with a couple of degrees who cannot find a job in their field because the companies tell them that they're overly qualified. And that's another thing. If you black, they will use the fact you went to college against you. Tell you overly qualified. In a way, they marking you. They mocking you by telling you that, because they really don't want to hire you anyway. So they'll just say, "Oh, you too overly qualified for this job," and they just tell you that because they don't want to give you the job anyway, because you're black. That's why when I see a highly educated black person who try to shine on other black people for not knowing what they know, I give them the side eye, because they're full of shit. I expect for the white men to do it because they always use their education against black people, and when they get mad, they're quick to tell you you're uneducated. Because I had got into an argument with a girl that I was playing a video game with. I was playing the Xbox with, and she got mad, talking about that's why you're uneducated. White people love to call black people uneducated. Black people, to them, black people are uneducated and they educated, right? But they still can't figure out how the pyramids in Egypt were made. They walk around here talking about an extraterrestrial came down here and helped the people build it, as if the ancient people of the past were dumb and they couldn't figure out how to build anything. That's just what white people do and have always done towards black people. Made it seem like that they knew more than what they knew. You get what I'm saying? But when you see a highly educated black person doing it to their own people, that's bad. Education is simply knowledge, and you don't have to go to college to gain knowledge. And regardless of how much knowledge you have, you can still learn more. You can still gain more knowledge. But the problem is when you become so educated to the point to where you think you know everything and there's nothing more to be learned. Life is a lesson. You learn something every day in life. Half of that shit they teach you in school and college, you don't even use in real life. I don't even understand why they teach it. A lot of it you never use in your everyday life. My great grandmama on my dad's side, she didn't know how to read or write, but guess what? She knew how to count her money. You couldn't cheat her out of no money. I know a truck driver right now. He never went to school for computers, yet he know more stuff about the computers than the people who actually went to college to learn about computers. He's been studying computers since he was a child. He know how to take it apart and put it back together again. He know about the inside of it, turn it on, turn it off, and he know how to create, and he know how to put antivirus and all that on it. Put like this: what a normal computer geek go to school to learn, he already know, and he never went to school for it. There are mechanics who never went to school for auto mechanics, don't have the book education, but know how to rebuild the motor, know everything about the car, know more about the car than the people who go to school for auto mechanics and know the book sense about the car. But an educated person would call him dumb because he don't have any education in doing it. So he dumb. That's dumb of a person to say. People people learn differently also. Some people learn hands-on better than they do the book work. I catch on to stuff differently than others. Sometimes it takes me more than one time to do something before I catch on to it. That doesn't make you better than me because I learned that way. That's just the way I am. I learned that way. I'm slow, and I will admit that I'm slower than others. That doesn't make a person that's faster than me, learn faster than me, better than me. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. There are other people out there who are just like me. But what I'm slow in, I make up for in other stuff like art. I've always been good at art. I won an art contest for a whole state. 3rd place, but I still won. I never went to school for it. I taught myself how to draw and, I just started painting last year. It's almost been a year though. I'm learning more and more about, painting. But the point is, I've always been in the art all my life, off and on. It was something that I tried to run away from, and I didn't want the gift. I wanted something else. But now I'm to the point to where I'm accepting the gift that God gave me. Am I the best at it? No, I'm not the best at it. But I'm not the worst either. I want to do something with it. But while I'm doing something with it, I'm never going to cut my mind off to learning more. I'm going to continue to learn more. I remember I got accepted into an art school one time, but because it wasn't one of those art schools where you can get a grant and go. It was one of those art schools you was going to have to pay to go. I made a B on the art test. I got accepted into, but because I didn't have the money, I wasn't able to go. That's cool. Eventually, I probably will go to a college or whatever. But what's the use? I'm already under a lot of student, loans. You know what I'm saying? I might just find me a mentor who specializes in the same thing that I do, and maybe I get my mentor to teach me what I don't know. That would be better than getting in debt going to college. But anyway, the point to this video is this. It is possible to be so educated you dumb. So think about that next time you walking around town flossing your credentials and your education around other people. Nothing is wrong with you being proud of your achievements, but not at the expense of you trying to hurt other people's feelings because they don't know what you know. And regardless to how much you know, that still doesn't mean you know everything, because you can never, ever know everything. Nobody does, not even a genius. Don't forget to like, subscribe, share, and comment down below. Peace, y'all.